So what happened is that on this day in autumn, suddenly the Associated Press, not Christian, not prophecy, they send forth an image to America, and the image is of the cow with the number 7 on its head. That's the image that goes through the world. Now, just to set it up for those who don't know, the biblical basis of this is this: that when God warned Egypt of the coming of 7 years of famine, the changing of seven again, Shemitah, 7 years of abundance to 7 years of famine, it's the Pharaoh who has the dream, and the dream is of the 7 cows and another 7 cows. And he sees them, and those cows, each cow represents a year. The first 7 represents years of prosperity. The second 7, the sickly, or in Hebrew, the evil cows, represent the years of famine. So every cow, this is the first biblical symbol given in the Bible of the warning of economic famine, collapse, is that of a cow. Every cow represents a year. And so the key turning point is the cow number 7. That's the last year. Not only that would represent the Shemitah, because it's the 7th year represents, but it also represents the turning point from a prosperity to famine. Okay, so you've got that all there. And then, so what happens? Now the Associated Press sends this image to America of cow number 7, the biblical imagery that God warned Egypt about, now coming to America. And what date is it released to America? It's released on September 25th, the opening day of the 7th year, the very opening day of the Shemitah. The biblical symbol of the 7th year comes out on the opening day of the 7th year of this cow that they put, the secular press put it on the airwaves because they said this is so weird to have a cow born with the number 7. It was just born a few days before. By the way, its name was Benjamin. They called it Ben or Benjamin, which is actually linked to Joseph, Benjamin, And so this goes out. Now, I shared this last time I was here. So you've got that.
Now, it was announced, though, on the first day of
September 25th is the day the image went out. The opening
Shemitah.
day of the Shemitah, which was exactly half a year from this convergence.
But on the first day of the Shemitah year, the warning goes out of a cow with a 7. And what did the world interpret it as?
They just thought, hey, this is a real weird thing, and it's a sign that maybe they linked it to the Pittsburgh Steelers, something very crazy,
did.
something like that.
They thought it was a sign that they were going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's how they.
So they named the cow after a football player.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a picture of America.
Wow.
We turn it all to pleasure and sports and fun or whatever.
And just like missing the harbingers, missing another sign right here. I mean, and so first of all, for a cow to have a number 7 to begin with, that's something. That's beyond. But then to have it on the day that the cow represents the 7th year. So you have, and that's not. It's the Shemitah. So here it goes out on that day. Now I come here, and this is all part of God's, I believe, working. I'm sharing it with you here last time. And then it turns out, and I only know this because I watched the show. So it turns out 2 farmers from Texas,
Yes.
Hep and Pam, is that it?
Pam, that's
and
right.
they happened to, you happened to turn on the Jim Baker show within 20 seconds of me sharing this.
This is the man.
Yeah.
And so he said,
Yeah.
well, we have a cow like that. We have a calf that was just born. And then he looked.
Yeah, and then what I saw here is that you looked at your records and you actually put the timing of the birth of the cow. And when you looked at the timing of the cow, it was born on September 25th, the same opening day of the Shemitah, the opening of the 7th year, same day. Not only is it enough to have a cow with the number 7, now there are 2 cows with the number 7, and both the same exact day. Hand of God.
Yes.
That it happened to be someone who's watching and part of the ministry, and
Right.
that's where it was shared.
That's right.
God did it so we wouldn't miss these things.
That's
What do
Just like
you
with the
think,
home.
Rabbi? What do you think God's saying through this? I
one
wanted to
is-
ask you. This is
yeah.
my first chance.
One is the Bible speaks in the matters of judgment, there have to be 2 witnesses. Before the matter of judgment can be passed, there are 2 witnesses. Here there are 2 cows with the number 7 confirming, the second confirming confirmation to witnesses of this phenomenon. That's the first thing. Secondly, it's interesting because there are different types of cows. I mean, when one was male and one is female, one is a red heifer. I mean, on top of everything, red heifer, which is,
That's a
with the number
spiritual
7.
cow, right?
Yeah.
That's a biblical.
But notice something it's kind of completes it all, because in the warning that was given to Egypt through the dream of Pharaoh, it wasn't just 7 cows, it was 14 cows. It was 2 sets of 7. 2 sets of 2 cows who are the 7th cow. Now it's 14. You understand? You just add what's on the cow, and you have 14. That is the final number of Pharaoh's dream, and split in half by 7 and 7. That's Pharaoh's dream. That's the same. It's like matching the same imagery. 14, 2 7th cows, each cow representing the set. One, and notice something else. The cows of Pharaoh's dream are representing. It's one type of cow is the 7th cow of one type, and then there's a different type of cow that is the other 7. So there are 2 7th cows, each representing the 7. So it's matching it exactly. In all the components of that warning to Egypt are now complete with the 7 and 7, 2 cows. And now notice something else. If you look at that first cow, you look at that 7. That 7, it looks like almost a typewriter 7. It looks like it's got a serif. It looks like it's like a fancy 7.
Yeah.
Time Romans. Now remember, with the 2 cows, there were 2 different kinds. The first was representing abundance. The second represents the famine. So 2 different kinds. The second 7 of this one doesn't look fancy. It looks almost like a Passover 7. Like you dabbed it as like Passover. It's sparse. You have with Pharaoh, there's no frills on that one. The first one, it looks like this very fancy typewriter. Here, so you have 2 types of cows, just as you did with the 2 types of 7 with Pharaoh. You had one representing prosperity, fanciness, and the other representing judgment. Or the warning of what's coming. And the 7th cow represents the turning from abundance to judgment. Or